Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing Adventures. Today we are going to be installing San Hima Hotham Lite Hardshell rooftop tent with crossbars. Alright, so new car, new tent, right? Well, I've had rooftop tents way before it became a thing and traveled much with it. And also had Thule foothill rooftop tent on my Subaru Outback Wilderness, but never tried a hardshell rooftop tent because, let's face it, rooftop tents are overrated, right? Well, not really. There are times for rooftop tents just like there are times for ground tents. So I was looking for a hardshell rooftop tent when San Hima's reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to test out their rooftop tent. And I said, yes please. So in today's video, we're going to unbox it, talk about a few key specs, and install it on my 2025 Honda Pilot Trailsport. And I'll have my final thoughts. But first, in order to mount the rooftop tent, we're going to need a roof bar. And I had such a good experience with Thule Aero Blade Edge bars, so I decided to use them again. And as a side note, Aero Blade Edge bars are discontinued, so the wing bar edge will work just as well. But since the Aero Blade Edge bars were discontinued, I didn't really have much of a choice like the color, because I really wanted a black bar, but only silver were available. And for the Pilot, you have to get large for the front and medium length for the rear. But they didn't have a medium length bar, so I got both large bars. But since I got these at a heavily discounted price, I'm okay with it. Plus, if they're too long, I could cut the bar into correct size. But from my measurements, it should work. And another reason why I went with Thule rather than OEM is because the OEM bars are slightly curved. So if you mount anything on the edge of the bar, it'll be slightly tilted. Whereas the Thule bars are pretty flat. And the Thule bar has T-track, so mounting other accessories will be easier, rubbing stripping, and much wider and stronger load bar. Although they're both rated up to 165 pounds of dynamic weight capacity, but it just feels more robust. So let's install the bar first. So installing the bar is pretty simple. First, measure the thickness of the roof rail by using the back of the instruction guide and find the recommended hole. And in my case, it's number 3. Now take out all the covers, place the band, and wrap it around the roof rail. And put the band on the bottom side and tighten it. So once you have it centered, put the band around the roof rail and tighten it using the included torque driver. And put the cover back on. And now we repeat these steps to the rest of the bar. Alright, so this is the rear, and luckily the bar fits without cutting them. But it's a very tight fit. And if you want to mount them where the factory holes are, you would have to cut them. Now onto the rooftop tent. So it came in 3 boxes. One obviously is the rooftop tent. Second box is the rails. And the third box is the ladder. Now San Hima's rooftop tent is very thin and lightweight compared to other rooftop tents, measuring at about 84 inches long, 52 inches wide, and only 5 inches tall. And it only weighs just under 129 pounds, making it very suitable to be mounted on the roof bar that we just installed. All the seams are nicely sealed and comes with 2 keys. Opening the rooftop tent is smooth, and when it's open, it's 62 inches tall, providing you with plenty of headroom. Included are shoe pockets with mesh netting on the bottom, 2 bars for the awning, instruction manual, and hardware to mount the rooftop tent. Inside, it has high-density 5 centimeter thick foam mattress, anti-condensation mat, 6 storage pockets, a built-in LED lights, which is very cool, and a large air vent. All the seams are covered with seam tape, giving this rooftop tent 5,000 millimeter waterproof rating, and thick Oxford fabric on the outside and polyester cotton inside for complete blackout that also provides UV 50+ protection. All the zippers are smooth and it completely blacks out the light. And I'm about 5'8" and I fit perfectly in here. But for someone taller, might be a tight squeeze, and 2 people will fill up the space. But like most of budget rooftop tent, the mattress can be a little better. So I was trying to mount it by myself, but luckily my neighbor saw me and came to the rescue. And with a little bit of adjustments, it's on the vehicle. Thanks guys. But we ran into a slight problem. When I tried to slide the mounting bracket into the rails, the brackets were cut with force, so it slightly had lifted edges. So we have to file the rough edges. Not a huge deal, but a little annoying. So after a little bit of filing, it went on as it should. Next, Place the bolt to each side of the roof bars, put the bracket, and tighten them down. Alright, so I had to run some errands yesterday, so I couldn't finish up the video, but I did drive about 200 miles with the rooftop tent attached to the Pilot, and it held up just fine. And I haven't noticed any real significant MPG loss with the rooftop tent either. Maybe 0.5 MPG, but I mean, I still have to drive it longer to get more accurate reading, but that was what I was able to observe. And I'm happy to announce that I'll be able to fit into my apartment's garage even with the railing system, so let's go ahead and put them on, which should be easy to do. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with the tent, other than the mounting piece giving us a trouble, but wasn't a major issue. And the mounting bracket could have been a little more beefier or included both options. Ones that currently came with the tent, so if you have a narrow bar, you could use those, and straight ones for wider roof bars like mine. But as I mentioned, driving about 200 miles at speeds around 70 miles per hour, it held up just fine. So overall, it's well made using quality parts, fabrics, and most importantly, it's really light for the size of the tent. And I cannot wait until I use it, which will be real soon. Also, I did off-center slightly to the driver's side so that when I put an awning on the passenger side, I would have extra space. So that's all I have for you guys today, and if this video was informative, please hit that like button. And if you like to camp or want to follow along with my build, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss when my next video is uploaded. So thank you all for tuning in today, and until next time, keep chasing adventures, and I'll see you all on my next video.